So we are going to have the men up first, and then our women will close out this mixed play third and fourth place Rugby 10s final. And some of these players to look for, Charles. Let's talk about the Elephants first, if you'd like. Who are we going to be looking for in this match to be a difference maker?
Well, there's a lot of quality around the park, especially if you think about the men. Ryan Masumi, he is so dangerous with ball in hand. We spoke about Carl Tayson as well, who's got such a fleet-footed understanding of how he goes about his work. But what I love about the Elephants team is they've got a really well-balanced side in terms of their understanding between the forwards and the backs, and they've got a real synergy about them in terms of complement. And so it's about getting those big ball runners to go straight, and those names that I mentioned that brings the magic to really bring in those Belgian Tagalafua, who's also such a big ball runner. It's going to be a real close one, this.
And the Rhinos are going to be playing from behind as the Elephants are leading 26-17. Who do you think they're going to lean on to get them going quick?
Well, Jaco Visser, I know in terms of the Rhinos team, he is the one that brings the physicality for this Rhinos team. They like to play direct. They like to slow down play. They're very good in terms of the set piece as well as the line-out maul. So it'll be interesting to see how they will be employing their tactics, knowing also they are behind the scoreboard, they are chasing. So they're going to have to be very sharp in trying to speed up play, where it's actually very against the way they've been playing through the whole course of the day. That's going to be, and that's what this variational mixed play is bringing. It's really it's really forcing you out of your comfort zone, Wendy.
Yeah, like I was just about to ask you a question about strategy, so you took me right there, so thank you for that. But if they're going to have to play differently than maybe they've played this entire championship, the Rhinos.
Yeah, the Rhinos, they like to slow down because they have got such big ball runners. They want to almost conserve their energy when it comes to, especially when they're on the opposing team's 22, when they get the set phase, like the scrum, the line, you will see lights on in terms of the approach, but they're going to have to do that from their own half, especially trying to, only got 10 minutes to get to cut the lead, and it's going to be interesting to see how they will go about their business.
Elephants start this one off, our third quarter of the fourth Rugby 10s final. And Rhinos, oh my goodness, a break right in the middle of the pitch, and he's going to look to the outside, to the danger man. The wing finally brought down. Finding a little bit of a gap there. Keeping it alive are the Rhinos. Now it's in the middle of the field with Chevalier. And oh goodness, what a step from him. He shows his speed so quick in those first couple of steps. And that's the first score of this quarter, Will Chevalier.
Will Chevalier showing strength in the contact, such a strong ball, a carrier, low center of gravity, which makes him so dangerous around the fringes. But we mentioned about tactics, and it looks like it's all guns blazing for this Rhinos team, getting the all-important score so early in this first half.
And that is a spectacular score from the Rhinos. You'll see it here again, Charles.
Yeah, leaving all of the defenders' faces in the dust. And again, a good step. Interesting fact there, Wendy, I don't think he converted it there, which is so crucial in these very tight matches.
A bit of contact in the air here. We're going to have a chat with the AR. Let's listen in. Yeah, so we're not hearing there, so we're going to try to read lips. So just a rugby incident looks like Charles have a screw. You agree?
Yeah, player safety is so important. You cannot touch a player when they are in the air. And just seeing this kickoff here, you can see while in the air, and normally players' excuses are, my eyes were on the ball, but you got to be aware what is happening around you. You can be very fortunate that the player fell on his shoulder, because if it was on the head, he would have maybe seen cheese or some red fire.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. We still haven't figured out what to call a red card. The cheese, it doesn't quite work.
Maybe some tomatoes.
Yeah, some tomatoes. Show us the tomato, yeah. Well, Elephants working from that scrum Now to the outside here. What a gap that is. And now the offload to the big man, Den Hout, MLR player. Now he's giving it off to the little one, Fred Apulu. He's so quick. And now just brought into touch there. But Elephants showing that just can play with some lightning.
Yeah, this Elephants team has shown, even in the series, that they are so dangerous with the ball in hand. And that number 23 in the screen, Carl Tayson, who's a real live wire, and you give him a half a gap, very short-like in terms of Roscoe Speckman, in terms of his skill set. He's so dangerous with the ball in hand.
Some big pressure coming for the Elephants, just an errant pass, and so now Rhinos all over him. We're just seeing green jerseys swarming. They're able to withstand the swarm, though, and some fancy footwork there by Sam Clark. Still with it. Just goose steps galore for him, and now little knock on as he fools himself almost there.
Yeah, just probably having too much thoughts in terms of how he wanted to go about his attack there. But I think especially for the Elephant, it's trying to stay patient. I know they've got a very good passing game, but they need to be careful in terms of not trying to go too wide too quick, because you still got to earn the right to go wide. It's about trying to penetrate through the middle, try and suck into the fence. And if they can manage to do that, I'm sure that the opportunities on the outside will come.
And then our third quarter, Elephants, no score in this one. 26-17 is our score. Rhinos with the ball. It's been very close affair so far. Gonna go around the outside here. Just a goodness that. I wish I had hands that big where I could just pick up the ball like that, Charles.
I want to say the same, Wendy. It's almost like an unfair advantage. I can actually keep the ball up in the air and fend off with the other one. But again, it's so good to see it. All shapes and sizes have a place in this game. And you spoke about the little one, Carl Tayson, maneuvering through the fence. It's good to see the tall boys also coming into the action.
Well, and you're right. I shouldn't call him little. I know that's probably not right, but he's just like a little rocket, and I like it.
He's a pocket rocket.
And there he goes again. Just beautiful work there, touching it down. My goodness, the skill on display of these players. Kyle Tayson just running around like nobody else is out there.
Yeah, that's Carl Tayson. That's tailor-made him. He showed that also in the series of always looking for the kick behind, because he backs his pace. He understands the bounce of the ball. You could see in the scrum, he had a bit of a look up there. There was no sweeper. This with a good scrum, Carl Tayson taking the ball out, looking, getting a good chip, and also getting a favorable bounce, bouncing at the right time. And that's classic Carl Tayson with a very important score for his team.
Just beautiful, and just the presence of mind to see nobody's at home and then wait for it to get over the line, touch it down. I mean, all of those skills coming together. So Elephants in the lead here, 31-24, but that score keeping the Elephants in the lead. And of course, we're carrying over. We're in our third quarter. We'll have one more quarter where the women will finish out this game.
Yeah, it's going to be such a thrilling finish with just less than 6 minutes in this third quarter. Very unfortunate knock-on there for the Rhinos, with them still trailing. They would want to minimize their mistake to keep as close a score as possible going into the fourth quarter.
And they show weak, but then pull it the other direction. Clark again, just goose-stepping all day, all over this green pitch. Bouncing around out there. Rhinos have it, though. I think they've gone into touch. Yes.
Yeah, really good strength in contact shown there by Clark. You mentioned the goose step there, just trying to keep the defense guessing. And maybe it was probably wise just to be patient, but you can see they're ball in two hands, keeping the defense guessing, the show and go, but just loving the leg work there in terms of trying to work through the contact. And his eyes lit up there for a bit, Wendy, but he
He thought he had it.
He thought he had it, like all wingers do. But a good attempt nonetheless.
And I thought I'd never say this, but maybe one less goose step and maybe we're okay. Here's a big break from the Rhinos, gaining them some territory. They've just been backed up for the last few minutes here. But now getting organized are the Rhinos. They've got to score to give their women a chance. Ooh, here's a little bit of space. This has potential. Gets around one with big fend there. Nice leg drive. They're almost up to the 40-meter line, the Rhinos. Oh, massive hits coming in. My goodness. They'll go again. Seeing Luta out there. Olympian, but wow, what a poach that is by the Elephants to take over and stop that attack. They're going to go out to the big man on the outside. He's just hanging around out there. Oh my goodness, and he'll slide in. And there's the confirmation. Is that the go-ahead score for the Elephants?
Yeah, look at the celebration and the support from the under-18 girls to the seniors of men. It's been a family affair, and just great pass, but look at the skill of Carl Tyson to almost flick it over his shoulder, and big Fred Apulu showing that he's got more than just the size, with a wonderful offload to the man who was responsible for igniting that spark there, Carl Tyson, getting his brace in this quarter.
Elephants just starting to look like they're having a lot of fun, as that conversion's going to go wide. 36-24, Elephants in front. Just a few minutes left in this third quarter. We'll have a fourth, though, with the women coming up next. Massive restart there, just sky high. Elephants hungry for it, though, trying to come through. Not legally, though, from the side. So Rhinos, big opportunity for them here. Piggyback tackler finally getting him down. Oh, nice little step there. Off the foot, so no knock will play on. Some more goose stepping. Rufus McLean. Now he's handed it off to Marcel Trainham. Rhinos deep in Elephants territory. Really their first time in this quarter. Now Seth Smith getting through the line. He offloads. Now Rhinos really threatening. 7 meters out. Here comes the offload. Marcel Mueller offloading again. There's Smith again. Just inside the 5-meter line. They need this to keep this alive. There's offsides. Penalty. They can go again. They go quick. Just short. Got lots of numbers out here. Now, Rhinos are going in, and look at the experience. They know they have to get that. Liuta scoring, getting him as close as he can, knowing that the conversion really important.
Yeah, relentless pressure from this Rhinos team. It was wave after wave. Same side coming in terms of their big burly forwards getting over the advantage line. And they almost missed it in that contact situation before that, I think the 6th phase. But again, showing composure and again, clinicalness when it mattered most. And like you mentioned, good awareness to come close to the sticks. He gets the all-important conversion. And now with the score being 36-31, Wendy, with still a few seconds left in this quarter, it's anyone's game. As we can see, the good awareness from the number 9, Rufus McLean, who's been a live wire in this quarter, just releasing the big number 23, Mattia Luta, getting an important score.
And as you said, that conversion critical, 36-31, so it's a 5-point game in this third quarter. Elephants with the ball in hand and still the lead. The Rhinos crawled back into this one, though. Elephants will work from their own end. And they show big men up front, but go wide with it. Oh, my goodness. And that is a big gap they found there. It's Masumi. He's so powerful, so strong. Look at him. He's gone 60 meters for the go-ahead score for the Elephants. Could that be it in this third quarter?
I think that's all she wrote in this third quarter. Wendy, we mentioned that name before the time. Ryan Masumi, the Zimbabwe sensation. Such beautiful cadence in the way they ran there. They spotted the opportunity. Wonderful inside pass. And again, I love a player that backs himself. You could see he was pinning his ears down, looking at that try line, and he said, with all of that effort, I'm going to get my 5-pointer.
And this conversion, as we think about the fourth quarter, is important as well. It's 10 points now. He could make it 12. And that conversion is going to go wide. And that concludes our third quarter. Elephants still in the lead, 41-31, as our women and the last of this third and fourth match are coming up.
Oh, it's going to go right through the wire, Wendy. I am on the edge of my seat. And this is what mixed play is about. It's about all the teams going hammer and tong to see what they can do to complement the efforts of the other players. But we've got two clinical and good teams that's going to come to see off this third and fourth place. And I think we're going to finish here, this match off on an absolute high.
And I'm joined by Evan, the Academy Girls coach. Firstly, Evan, how proud of you are your girls?
I am so proud of them from where we were on Saturday to where we are today. It's a massive improvement. Just focus on really the fundamentals and doing playing our game. That's kind of the big piece of it. Yeah.
And what does it feel like to be part of this first time mixed play with the girls, the boys, the men, and the women? What has that meant to you and your team?
I think it's just so important for them to understand they're part of a larger franchise, for them to understand where rugby can take them, and to be able to be a part of this, see the men and women who are elite professional athletes is truly incredible. Yeah.
And what have the girls made of having access to the women's players, for example, and working with some of those incredible like Olympians, like world-class players?
Yeah, so they actually came out to our training. We had a training at the same time, and we had a training with them. They got to meet all the women afterwards, and I think just really understanding the high caliber of women that are out here and that could be them, I think is a huge, huge thing for any player.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you enjoy the women and take that first. So thank you very much, Evan.
Yes, thank you so much.
Spectacular to chat and listen to Evan, head coach of the Cape Town Wild Dogs Academy side. It is just a really unique situation, getting to hang out with Olympians and Rugby World Cup winners, Charles, and we're just rubbing shoulders with the coolest of the cool up here.
The coolest of the cool and the best of the best, rubbing shoulders, all boding well for what the Rugby 10 Championship is about. Getting the quality of all players around the park to push each other to new limits and new levels.
And we are deep into this mixed play now, fourth quarter. Elephants in the lead. They've got a 10-point lead, 41-31. And they've got the ball here as well. Oh, what a beautiful short ball that is, but it was just forward. It looked good to me.
I definitely agree with you on that one, Wendy. It looked really good, but a good start by the Serengeti Elephants team. They are they are leading by 10 points, and good to see them not slacking. But an opportunity here for this San Clemente Rhinos team. We know they've got some big runners with Rosila Nagasau and the diminutive Marula Toroti, who likes to weave and jink the number 10 to try and create that opportunities out of nothing. It's going to be a thrilling finish.
And it is, and the Rhinos are going to need to strike fast. Only 10 minutes left in this game, 9 minutes now. So they start fast, and there it's into the danger woman's hands. Rios Mena. She's caught from behind, though. Just the fight there.
Tackle!
Both teams in there, and now tackle called by our referee. Rhinos maintain. Big fend there, long, rangy. Beautiful score there by D. Tavutu.
Couldn't have asked for a better start for this Rhinos team. Tia Tavutu, again, a tall, lanky player, got such strong legs, especially in the contact. And a very important conversion here for Kristen Bitter. And she gets it to narrow that deficit now, 38 points to 41. I've mentioned Marula Taroti, always looking for the opportunity. Turafua, again, breaking the first tackle. And with that legs, Wendy, you are always going to beat the first and the second defender. Wonderful and important score for this Rhinos team.
And this score really close now. Elephants still with the lead. They've led since the first quarter, 41 to 30, excuse me. But Rhinos, big score for them. Now they've got the ball again. Another penalty against the Elephants. Looking to this left side for some space. Still going is the formidable Nagasau. Finally brought down. Now they're going to go around to the outside to the Olympian, Katherine Johnson. She's captured by this Elephant's strong defense. Elephants have just shown their commitment on defense this entire series and championship, and now rewarded with a penalty. Good poach there.
Very good poach, so strong over the ball. And the key to that is just to set nice and early and try to get as quick as possible into that strong position in the ruck area and securing a much-needed penalty to relieve the pressure that they've been under in this fourth quarter.
Sorry.
Now Elephants got a bit of space there, a little bit of breathing room as well, as we're closing out this first mixed play, third and fourth match. It's been a unique 4 quarters. Elephants have led the entire time, but Rhinos have managed to get a little bit of a closer score line, and now causing a knock on there, obstruction, so we'll have a Rhino scrum.
Yeah, Coach Dave Clancy would not be happy with the line-out. They normally pride themselves so well on the set piece. They've got such a strong scrum, but the line-out is where they actually come alive in terms of the attack. And now with turnover coming to the Rhinos team, that score being so close, Wendy, it's going to be interesting to see what the Rhinos are going to try and attempt to do in this head phase.
And if we look at the second quarter, it looked like the Elephants were going to run away. It was 26 to 17. The men did their part, got them closer, and then the Rhino women now getting them even closer. Because of course, at the end of this one, we're going to give away 60 grand to the third place team and 40 grand to the fourth place team. So some real G's on the line.
Yeah, some real G's that I'm sure they would want to pocket and bag, but they still got to first do the business before they can even look at that money.
Come back round.
Now to the outside, they're going to try to let their flyer get released here. Rios Mena. Goodness, 4 tacklers on her. She finally brought down. Dangerous tackle, though.
Yeah, what I love about Rios Mena is also, again, the low center of gravity in terms of how she runs. Always keeping ball in 2 hands to try and keep the defense guessing. Probably the sensible option here for the Rhinos. There's still a lot of time in this fourth quarter, less than 4 minutes to go, and a good touch finder by the big Fijian, Lucila Nagasau, to get themselves into the opposition's half. Important line out here, Wendy, to win, to try and get the attack going.
Let's play green. Let's go.
Yep, you're right. This is a critical play here in this fourth quarter of mixed play, third and fourth place. Rhinos just 3 points behind. Beautiful lift and off the top now. Oh, what a dummy that was in the middle of the field for Nagasau. Just looked like she could have it on the shoulder, but then now it's going out wide. Rios Mena just so hard to maintain, but Elephants have stripped this. The defense is back, so there's lots of room. Still 2-on-1 here. Bounce pass. Rhinos now having to scramble in defense.
High tackle or not?
Beautiful little pickup to keep going, keep it alive. Flat ball. This has been key to the Rhinos' attack. Sevilio still going. Now she'll release. Inside shoulder ball, but well read by the Rhinos.
Stay.
Nice little run there. My goodness, finding a gap that wasn't there at all. Ravisa will score for the Elephants, and that is a big, big score.
Oh, you can absolutely feel the energy at the San Juan Capistrano venue. It is such excitement, such a vibe, and that lady, number 8, Timamayo Ravisa, with a show and go, burning the defenders on the outside. The Rhinos have been putting the Serengeti under serious pressure. And kudos to the Elephants for absorbing it and not letting it stifle the attack, because they are such a good attacking team. And a wonderful 7-pointer for them to get a very important score that extends that lead back to the 10 points buffer that they had with less than 2.5 minutes to go. It's going to, I still say it, Wendy, it's still going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, I don't think the Rhinos are done.
Yeah.
They've got so many strong players that can just change the instant that they get the ball. So the Elephants here are going to want to just keep the ball away from them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about retaining possession, but this kickoff is so important for the Rhinos. They need to gather this, and they need to be next to score.
My goodness, Elephants go up with it, but it doesn't go to hand. It stays with the Rhinos. 10 points the difference here. Rhinos under immense pressure. They look to their flyers on the outside, looking for that offload ball in that right hand, but decides to go to deck with it. Now, lots of hands out here. Nagasao gonna have a little go, though. Now into the hands of our try scorer, DeVito, and she gonna offload all the way out to the side. Rios Mena again with a critical carry and the penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be very
let's play.
important to have cool and calm heads. And would have liked him to probably go for touch to try and get as much territory and maybe get into the 22, Wendy. But maybe the scrum has been working very well for this Rhinos team. With less than 1 minute to go, you just don't want to see the time being wasted on a scrum set piece. But nonetheless, they will need to score in the next 20 to 30 seconds if they harbor any hopes of getting over the line.
Yeah, really interesting call. It might be a strong set piece for them, but I agree with you. Finding that distance might have been a better choice. Penalty at the scrum, so they will go quickly. And as you've said, this is the time. If there's ever going to be a time, it's into the hands of Barber, and she tries to let it go to the outside, but it's loose. Elephants line out, and now they can just really start to use this clock.
Yeah, it's now it's about game management. It's now about the leaders having to step up and direct play, and also for your kickers to come to the fore in terms of maybe just try and
let's play, Black.
Put
Let's
that pressure back on the Rhinos team in terms of getting them into the corners.
Let's play.
But an important line out here for the Elephants.
Let's get going. Stay in the 15. 18 in the 15.
Not straight in the line out, so Rhinos with a reprieve, but again, that clock just counting down. This one might just come down to pride if they can get another one in.
Yeah, and one thing about this Rhinos team, they've got character galore and a lot of personality and pride. And they're not just going to let this one down in terms of the scrum, so they're going to give their all until every second is done in this match, Wendy.
They will, and Elephants, big pressure coming. Comes out on the Rhinos' end, though. Little backdoor pass to Mior. She offloads to the flyer. It's into the hands of Rios Mena. They're double tackling her almost every single time they've identified her as a stud for sure. Now KJ releasing it out to her teammates. Some quick hands. Now lots of room out there. One to go. Big tackle coming in, though. Was that one a little high? And now Rhinos into the end goal and touching down. They needed that one. Will there be time for another opportunity, though?
That's the big question. Will there be time? A very important score for the Rhinos. Again, the interlinking play, so smooth, so sleek. And again, keeping the ball alive in contact, such an characteristic of this Rhinos team. Nagasao not finding the conversion, but that's what this game has been done. It's been an absolute roller coaster, Wendy, and a fantastic exhibition for the fans to witness this wonderful game.
And first for Rugby 10's championship, our mixed play where we had 4 quarters. We started with our boys. Elephants led that one 14-5. We went to our girls. Elephants still led 26-17. Then the men came 41-31. And the women, the Elephants, held on. Rhinos with a last charge, 48-43 for the Serengeti Elephants. So we've made history today. What a match. And Charles, it just kind of thought it was going to be a runaway in the middle there, but my goodness, Rhinos made this one interesting.
Yeah, it just shows the growth of both of these franchises from the series right up until the championship. And the close score is again a testament in terms of the competitiveness and again the rivalry between these franchises. And again, what a wonderful admit for the Rugby 10's championship, but also for the mixed play to go to the next level. And again, seeing the different players in the squads just giving the high fives, congratulating one another. Such a wonderful sight to see.
It is, and we're going to go down pitch side to Kat Merchant. She's with Rhinos head coach Perry Baker.
I'm joined by Sevens legend Perry Baker, who has been coaching today, I believe. What do you make of that mixed play?
Oh, I found it phenomenal. I mean, it's a challenge. At the same time, it's a little bit of pressure though, but it makes it more competitive. And then it just lets you realize that you can empty the tank because you're only playing one half. So I find it very, very fun and exciting.
And what has impressed you the most out of the players?
Oh my gosh, just the physicality that they're bringing across the board. Like, Jesus, I'm like, woo, just stands bring a lot of physicality, a lot of big hits. So, and then it's the pace of it. It's still fast, you know? So it's like the big collisions at a fast pace. It's like, wow.
I heard you say you might want to put your boots back on. So is that something that we can expect?
Hey, they throwing checks around like that. Of course I'm back in.
There we go. We just need a big enough paycheck. Thanks very much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, and speaking of paychecks, third place, $60,000. So that'll go to the Serengeti Elephants. Fourth place, $40,000. But Charles, we've got to take a look at that last try by the Elephants that sealed this win, that third place for them. Just spectacular.
An absolute spectacular try. It was a try that broke the camel's back for the Rhinos, or the Rhinos' back, should I rather say. Just looking here in terms of the relentless pressure that the Rhinos have shown. Again, character galore, not giving up even though the clock was against them. You can see them being so patient within the build-up, probing around the fringes, and again, a wonderful offload for the Rhinos to score. It was too little too late for them, but again, wonderful testament of their character in terms of their contribution in this wonderful third and fourth playoff.
Yep. And that does it for the third and fourth match. Congratulations to the Serengeti Elephants winning this one 48-43. We're not done though. I'm about to hand over to Dallin Stanford, where he is going to have our mixed play franchise final, where $100,000 will go to the winner, plus 40 high-performance residency packages worth $370,000, and then the runner-up is going to buy a Tesla or two because they're going to have $80,000 to their name. Stay with us.